Dividing algebraic terms, like multiplying them, requires dividing numbers and variables with variables. Let me translate that, okay? So you're going to divide the if you have a number, if you had 2 over 6, and you had an x and an x, you're going to concentrate on dividing the numbers with the numbers.
So it'd be 3.
And the variables with the variables. Okay? Yes. Okay? That's what that just said.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, the first sentence. So let's read it again. Okay? Dividing algebraic terms, like multiplying them, requires dividing numbers with numbers.
Oh, and variables with variables.
And variables with variables.
Got it.
Okay. The simplest way to divide algebraic terms is to write the terms in fraction form, cancel factors, and write the result as a product or simplified fraction. Okay, so let's do that.
Got it.
So we're going to do this one, okay? I have an x and an x, and when they say cancel, I want you to be really careful because they don't go away to nothing, all right? I like to call it reduced, and I'm going to change colors slightly and do an orange, so it's just different. So we're going to, since there's an x and x on top, we can divide them out because just like 5 divided by 5 becomes 1.
1.
X over x becomes 1. Okay, so they reduce. And I don't want you to think they become 0. That's why I'm not using the cancel. But so, and 3 goes into 6. Excuse me, 2 goes into 6 3 times. So this becomes a 3. But there is an invisible 1 left up there. Okay? Because all those canceled, it reduced to be 1. So I'm going to have 1/3 as my answer on that one. Okay. Let's do
I remember
another one.
These aren't bad.
Yeah, these aren't bad. X squared, I'm going to go back, I'm going to go back to the color I had. I liked the yellow. It's brighter and easier to see. All right, so we're going to go x squared divided by x to the 5th. And when we say divided by, I'm actually going to put them on top because I think that's actually easier. And we're going to just bring this all out to its big version. X, 1, 2, and there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just as a review, okay? These x's are the same on the top and bottom, and so they can reduce, leaving 3 on the bottom. And there's an invisible 1 on the top.
So 1/3 again.
1 over x to the
3rd.
Okay? And we could have just looked at this 2 and this 5, and what could we have done to them? Subtracted them. And then we wouldn't have had to do this long, drawn-out piece here and just given the answer right here.
Is that what they want me to do, is a long drawn out?
Yes, they don't want you to you don't need to do the long drawn out. They're going to give you as an example, if you look in your book, they're doing them long and drawn out, but you won't have to because you're going to know the pattern. And you already knew, I hope you already knew that you just knew the pattern because we did it before. Okay. And so let's do 6x squared divided by 2x. So that means this one goes on the numerator, 6x to the 2nd over 2x. So the 6 and 2
reduced to 4.
Reduced to, careful.
Wait, we're dividing? This would be 3.
Yes. And since the 6 isn't on the top, the 3 will be on the top, okay? Now, so I didn't technically have to do that. If you knew it was 3, I could have just did that, okay? And I have a 2 on the top and a 1 on the bottom.
So it would be 1.
Yes. On the numerator or denominator?
On the numerator.
Very good. How did you know that?
Because the numerator was bigger.
Because the numerator was bigger. Very good. Okay. Let's do one even bigger. Let's go here. Negative 15xy squared. And I'm going to just skip the divide that it has, and I'm going to put it in the denominator, okay? 12x to the 4th, y to the 2nd. Now we're going to have 2 variables, and they're not going to totally cancel out with the 15 and the 12. But your negatives, I'm showing it on top, but when we write our fraction simplified, we put them, if it's going to be negative at the very end, we put it in front. So we have a negative divided by a positive.
So it'd be negative 3.
We're going to put it in, yes, and how did you get 3?
Because 2 minus 5 is 3, and then you just subtract the 1s, which is 0. So if you were like, cancel these out, it'd be 3, and then 1 minus 1 is 0. So, or 12 minus 15 is 3.
Oh, so you're subtracting the 15 and the 12.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, when we were back here on this, come on, where'd it go?
But we're dividing, aren't we?
We are.
I forgot that.
How far did I go?
So if you divide, it's going to come out as a decimal, right?
Yeah, where'd my thing go? Okay, yes, we're dividing. So we need to ask we're going to reduce this fraction. What goes both into 15 and 12?
3.
Very good. So if we divide this one by, it goes in 5 times, right?
Right.
So this turns into be
5.
5, and I'm going to put 5, if I can write it. Okay. And then 3 goes into this one 4 times. Okay. So we're going to have 5 over 4. Are you with me so far? Okay.
And then x to the third.
X to the third down here because we subtracted that. Good job. That 1 minus the 4. Good job. What about my y's?
It'll become 1.
Very good. It becomes 1. And so we don't have any y at all.
Right,
just like
because
that.
you don't have to write 1.
Right. Now your book, if you ever go back, it's slightly different. It was a y cubed on top, but it would work out the same. So this problem is not the same as ours. Okay. Let's do another one like your book that you like to do. One's like your homework problems. So let's do that one. No, let's do this one. Negative 22. Y, is that to the third?
Mm-hmm.
Z. Now, when I write my z's,
You do a little line.
I put a little line in them so that they don't look like 2's because mine start to look like that after a while. Negative 33.
Y to the
Y and
Z to the third.
very good. I need to make that. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
So then,
I'll
what do I
get
do?
it this time.
Good.
You're gonna 11 goes into both of those.
Very good.
So 11 goes into that 2 times the top one.
Uh-huh.
It goes into 3 on the bottom one.
Very good. What about my negatives?
And it would be negative
Why will it be negative?
because 33 is greater than. Oh, wait. No, it won't be
Why?
because you would have had to take. Wait, hold on. Let me think about this.
We're dividing.
So it would become a positive.
Very good, because a negative divided by negative is positive.
Yeah.
So we're going to have 2
Negative-
over
right.
3.
2 over
Okay.
3 because I'm not
Alright.
negative. And then you'd have y to the second up top. So
Good.
y squared.
Good.
And then z squared on the bottom.
Yes, because we reduce that. Because this was a 1, and we do 1 minus 3 is negative, so it goes downstairs. And you got this. This is fantastic.
That's fun.
So,
I just
yeah.
got to remember about you just reduce when dividing and do not subtract.
Yes.
Because it
yeah.
makes me, because you know, like when, with the exponents, when we do like the combining and everything like that, I always subtract when and it has the divide sign. So it's got me in the habit of
Yes.
doing that when I see divide.
And so it feels like you're doing something different with the numbers and the letters because you're subtracting with these letters, but you're not subtracting with the numbers. But when we were going back here, when we did all this, we really were dividing, and dividing ended up being subtraction of the exponents.
Yeah.
So it feels like when you get to here, oops. Never mind. Feels like here that we're actually doing something different when we subtract and divide, but we really are dividing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Right.
Okay. All right. I think we're done.